If you're struggling to make your lace front wigs look decent, there's a 50-50 shot that the problem is how you are wearing your wig cap. Here are the top 5 mistakes I see people make when installing the wig cap. I glue down a wig cap to protect my natural hairline from getting yanked off when I take the wig off at the end of the day. First mistake is using a wig cap that is too opaque. This is the difference between a wig cap I would definitely use and a wig cap I would not use. I want to wear a wig cap that's more translucent so that I don't have to worry about matching the color of the wig cap to my scalp or trying to color it with makeup, because the more products you build on top of your hairline, more texture you will see on the hairline and the crustier that hairline is going to look. The second problem is not thoroughly gluing down your hairline. We want some kind of gel. I prefer an edge control gel, but I ran out of her today, so we're using Gotta Be Glued gel. I don't want to see you using a hairspray to slick your hairline back. Hairs like this coming down? Absolutely not. Next mistake is not leaving enough space between your natural hairline and the band of the wig. I do not want to glue this band to my forehead. I want to glue the wig cap to my forehead. If I were to pull this wig cap back so that this band was sitting up here, you're going to be able to see it pretty clearly along my hairline. It's going to be too dark, it's going to be a slightly different texture, and it's not going to disappear under the lace. I want to glue the thinnest part of the wig cap to my forehead, not this band part, which is where the wig cap has been doubled over. Pull this puppy down so you've got enough space to glue this down without gluing the band to your head. Next is cutting the ear holes too large. We want to cut the ear holes before we start applying any glue so that this part of the wig cap is not being pushed off of the surface of my skin by my ear. We want it to sit very flat when we apply the glue. So we have to cut a little ear hole. I use my scissors and make a little tiny hole in the wig cap and then pull my ear through it. If I accidentally cut a hole that is the size of half of my head, when you finish gluing down the wig cap and you're ready to cut off the band, your wig's gonna fall apart. Finally, not enough folks know that we need to feather out the edge of our wig cap to take her from looking like this very harsh line, a little bit crusty musty, to this very beautiful blended feathered out. I'm gonna go in and trim any loose threads. Then I'm gonna take the tiniest dot of the gel that we used to glue the wig cap down on the tip of my finger, take a very small section about this big, and we're gonna press and pull on the very edge of that wig cap. Once I finish one section, we'll move to the next section until the whole edge of the wig cap has been done. Let me know if you have any questions, darling, and Godspeed. Y'all remember Painted by Fame, where Miss Fame would paint the most sickening glam on people, but now she just hangs out with chickens? I've been going through her old videos, and last time didn't go so great for me, so let's give it another shot. She's starting out with gluing down the eyebrows. Girl, we don't have to worry about that. That has been taken care of. She's already got the eye prepped with some kind of cream. I'm using Miss L'Oreal Infallible. Last time she used Soft Ochre. I didn't know what that was. Evidently, it's a matte paint pot that everybody used like 10 years ago or something. Back then I was on a completely different career path. The only makeup I was doing was trying to spot cover acne. I'm not seeing her specify what eyeshadows she's using. We're going to be using the Alice Atlantis Blend Bunny Volume 2 palette. My favorite. It looks like she's going in with a thin tapered brush and a brown that looks pretty neutral. I'm going to mix a couple shades. And she's making a shape that's sort of similar to a cat eye, like a wing. It skips over the first chunk of her applying eyeshadow, so I'm just trying to mimic the shape. She's going in the socket right here, and then it comes up and out and wings out like this. That's generally the shape. I'm gonna make it darker and do both sides. Now she's going in with some darker browns and building up the shadow in this outer corner. She's moving quick and she's not explaining, but she did say she's going into the black. Great. You know what? Great. She's also like kind of standing in front of the camera. This maybe was not the best video to pick, but it's one of my favorite looks she did. I think she's also taking that black and deepening up this crease. I think she's using a denser, shorter, less tapered brush. I'm gonna use this guy. And if I know Miss Diva, she's using some of those brown shades we used in the beginning to buff out the edges of this black. I usually hold my brushes further out here, a softer hand, but it looks like she holds most of her brushes pretty close to the bristles. And she also places the pinky on the cheek somewhere, which I do if I'm painting somebody else. I don't really do that on me. Oh girl, it just jump cut to a perfect cut crease, covered in glitter. I should have watched this video before we started. This video is edutainment, heavy on the tainment. We're gonna cut the crease, micellar water on my 7071 flat brush. As we discussed last time, I cannot have a glitter shimmer on my eye. I need it to be white in here. Okay, I've gotten to here, I'm not mad yet. I do want to change this brow shape up a little bit. I want to raise the arch just a smidge smidge, maybe tweak the color, I'm not sure yet. That's a little bit better. Let's also pop some bright white highlight under that brow bone. Okay, we're gonna pause here. I'm gonna do my base and come back to finish the eyes. It looks like she's just taken a few of those brown shades and smoking out that bottom lash line. Again, not much detail. And baby, you better believe we are going in on the eyeliner. And I'll remind you once again that regular old pencil cases are great for makeup pencils also. Okay, let's crack open this Beau Quinn collab lash. I'm gonna throw on some mascara. You can't see my natural lashes with how giant these fake ones are, but I do have to paint these black because they get covered in white setting powder. This mascara I'm using is from Prados Beauty. They're an indigenous owned company and they make some fabulous makeup products. Very affordable too. These are about to be delicious. Are you ready? Dude. Well, that went well, didn't it? Darling, I need you to take a deep breath and unclench that jaw because luckily, we have Purse. I stumbled across this brand on TikTok. It's called History Time Travel. First video I saw from them was this one with this little purse. Girl, I was hooked. Evidently it's from their new Crybaby collection. So you know I took my little old self over to their website to see what was shaken. They're doing some interesting things. I saw a number of pieces of jewelry that were very intriguing to me. They play around a little bit with surrealism as well, like this little blazer necklace. It's very interesting and I, to be honest, don't know how to feel about it. I'm interested in this necklace, I'm interested in these watches, but the purses that really stood out, this one, this one, this one. Miss History Time Travel, you have got my attention. This next one is a little ooky spooky, you've been warned. I stumbled across a video from this creator who purchased a bag at the Baltimore Oddities Expo by an artist named Joseph Reschia. This was the bag. I love him. I found his shop on Etsy and it does look like there are no bags available, unfortunately. This is definitely one of those styles that would feel like I'm owning a pet. This is when I would consider a bag an adoption rather than a purchase. I love that it's a little bit ooky spooky, but I also would like to give him a big kiss on the head and tell him he's a good boy. Next, I'm a Coach person. I love Coach bags, and every once in a while I will see a Coach bag that I'm not familiar with. The traditional Rogue shape from Coach looks something like this. The Rogue is also the bag that I believe you can customize. I saw a Coach employee post a video about the slouchy Rogue top handle. This is her. Love it so bad. On the website I'm looking at right now, it comes in black and Merlot. I'm such a sucker for a doctor bag type silhouette, and this has that feel a little bit for me. And finally, I would love to close with a small business. I recently ran across a brand called Bronson Leatherworks. I believe it's just one artist who makes the bags. The first video I saw from them was about this bag. The craftsmanship looks high quality, so I'm gonna investigate further, and that's when I discovered the Orion bag in aubergine. That color is intoxicating. I will absolutely be keeping an eye on Bronson Leatherworks. Ugh, we needed that one, divas. And please remember, darling, even when the trials are tribulationing, when the emotional floodwaters are rising, at the end of the day, luckily, we have Purse.
Say alter ego. Alter ego. Say alter ego. Say alter ego. Say alter ego. Fuck that hoe, fuck that bitches, fuck that hoe to the condom slip. Who the fuck y'all hoes think run this? Miss she her black vagina designer, say Gucci Prada print. DOE, I'm a condo bitch. Big Dolce Diva Donda, Dada Tokyo Honda drip. Niggas tweaking, hoes is geeking, pussy popping, doji. New persona, new vagina, push back, but I'm still gon' get that. Labels quaking, hoes is bitch. They mistaken, I'm that bitch. Brits they frozen, cue the Trojan, let's go.
Some of y'all are very convinced that I have curly hair, but the jury is still out. In the meantime, I'm trying the hair suggestions that you give me, and today we are finger coiling my entire head. It's just an experiment. I just want to see what happens. The number one note from last time was, once again, more water. Sopping wet. A bunch of people have said that you're supposed to hear your hair squish. Diva, you could be standing directly in front of me and speaking and I wouldn't be able to hear you. I did not even remember that wet hair makes a sound. I don't want you to yell at me again, so we're doing even wetter. I'm gonna spray in some leave-in conditioner. Last time we skipped the curl cream, and this time we're gonna skip the mousse and just see what happens. I don't know. Gel only. Putting one finger on top and one finger behind. Twisting up, down like that. Okay, I'm not mad. I get ringlets in this area. The further up on my head we go, the more it starts turning into wave. I don't know how much gel to use. So if someone could advise, that'd be great. And also, please be nice to me. Some of y'all were yelling. Yelling? I don't respond to yelling. I'm just gonna keep going until I've done my whole head. The time is currently 5:10 p.m. We're down to 1. And the time is 6:22. Now we're gonna diffuse. One of the suggestions for diffusing somebody gave me last time is to hover it over the hair for a while before scrunching it. I don't know how much hovering I'm supposed to be doing before scrunching. Let's try a scrunch. There's definitely something happening. This side has been a lot more diffused than this side. So the underside, these pieces that look like this, when I let my hair just air dry and do nothing to it, this is what I'm getting all the way around this section. She's not 100% dry and I don't want to break the gel cast until she's dry. So I have to go eat ice cream right now. This Hagen Diva pineapple coconut one, girl, you gotta get into it. You know what I decided? It's nighttime. I want to go to bed and I kind of want to sleep in a gel cast and see what happens. So we're going to pop on a little bonnet and in the morning we're going to unbox her. See you tomorrow. It's the morning. Let's see what we're working with. That's what I expected. She's not super crunchy. Let's add some product. This is the area I usually have more defined ringlets. And look, that's fun. I'm okay with a little frizz. I'm willing to accept frizz for volume, you know? Well, it's not awful. It's not awful. I love what's happening down here. Like, if I could get most or all of my hair to be doing this nonsense, then we'd be in a better spot, you know? But what's happening, like, around this area of my head, I'm not on board, but I'm open to suggestions. Let me know. I do all that just to wear my hair up the whole day. I can't have my hair in my face when I'm working. I don't know what to tell you. This hairstyle is one of my favorites because it's pretty quick and easy to do once you've got the hang of it, and it gets me a ton of compliments. My hair's not quite long enough to do it with my hair alone, so we're going to use a little hair piece, but first I'm going to take my natural hair and put her up in a bun. It's a loose bun. I don't need it to be super tight, but I do need it to be pretty high up on my head. I'm going to take some edge control gel and smash it on my hairline and then use my boar bristle brush to smooth it out. Then I'm going to grab our little ponytail. This is one of those cheapo ponytails. It's got a little clip in the back and a drawstring around it so you can tighten it around your hair, but I always need to detangle her. And once she's ready, I'm going to pop her over my bun. It's not a perfect color match, but it's good enough for what we're doing here. Tighten the drawstring and she should be mostly secure, but I'm going to take some bobby pins and pin around the circumference of the bun. Now we're going to start making our loops. I'm taking a small section of hair, detangling it completely from root to tip, and once it's detangled, I'm going to grab her about halfway down the strand of hair. I'm going to make a loop, and then I'm going to pin it down with a bobby pin right at that loop. And we're basically going to do this same process again and again and again, making a loop halfway down the strand and pinning it down, making a loop and pinning it down. It's not difficult. It can get a little bit tedious, and I find this hairstyle works best if the hair is not super straight. It's got a little bit of texture or curl. I'm just sitting here filming today, but if I were going out, I would do this with a mirror behind me, and you basically just do this to the entire circumference of this. And you can tease this up and make it look really big and messy, almost like an elevated bedhead situation, or you can really take your time with it and get it polished and elegant and clean. And it works quite well for a nice evening out as well. Love it. Here are the ring things I have not been able to stop thinking about lately. I saw a ring from this designer, and it is a hammer ring. Very into that. I really started getting into diamonds that are kind of misfit shapes. Beautifully cut, beautifully faceted, but their shape is a little bit irregular. I think they're so hot, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it lately. While we're talking about diamond stuff, one of the coolest, most nonchalant ways to wear a diamond, in my opinion, is a portrait cut diamond. Now, most diamonds that you know about, we love them because they're bright and sparkly, and they're bright and sparkly because they've been cut with all these different surfaces on them so that the light will reflect off of them real crazy like. A portrait cut diamond, it almost looks like glass. You could literally put something on the underside of it and still be able to see through the diamond. It's a diamond for you to know about. If you know, you know. You know? I know. I've also been super fascinated lately with an emerald cut stone, kind of this shape, which typically would be oriented in like a north-south direction, but I'm really into them when they're sideways, east-west. I've seen a few rings lately that have got me thinking about this one. This, I'm into it. And finally, rings that have hidden gems somewhere in them. Either like this, underneath the main stone. I also love it when it's on the inside of the band, so you can't even see it if you're wearing the ring. I love that. Just know this is a new series, because I've got way too much jewelry information in this head that I need to put someplace, so I'm putting it with you. If you see a cool ring, you better tag me in it. I've been putting this off for several months because I know it's going to be a serious task, but I need a dress form that is a perfect match for my measurements. We're back, baby. So far, I wrapped myself in duct tape to create a mold of my body, and then poured expanding foam into that mold. I cut and sanded 2 wood mounting plates for the ends of the legs, filled in any gaps with spray foam insulation, attached the mounting plates to the end of the legs, and then made a little PVC stand that was pretty simple. I attached the torso to the hips, and then smoothed out the shape a little bit with my electric meat carving knife that I use anytime I'm working on foam. I dipped cotton batting into PVA glue and covered the entire form with it. Then I went to a website where you put in your measurements and it will give you a custom pattern for your dress form. I entered my very specific measurements to this very specific pattern, taped the pattern together, cut out the pieces, and now it's time for a rant. Now, in all fairness to the company I purchased this custom pattern from, the intended use for this pattern is for you to put in your specific measurements and it will give you a custom pattern based on your measurements. You're supposed to cut that out in a fabric and then stuff that shape of your body with polyfill, like a fluffy cotton something, right? I hate that method. I hate that kind of dress form. It's way too soft. And I figured I would have to make some alterations to the pattern in order for it to fit my form rather than filling the form after it's sewn. What I did not expect was for every single piece of it to fit incorrectly. No, I did not take my measurements wrong. They just don't ask for enough measurements to get a correct shape of your body. Just because I give it the measurement of my hips does not mean it's going to give me the correct shape of the hips. I basically had to repattern the whole thing. And it's still not perfect, but it's a lot better than where it was. And now that it's mostly complete, if you'll notice, we still have some blue marker marks on there, but that's why I use one of those fabric markers that is specifically meant for sewing, and the marker, when you get it wet, will disappear like this. And by the end, I basically had to mist down the entire thing because I have marks just everywhere, girl. Now we're like 95% done. I'm gonna let her dry overnight and we're gonna smooth out bumps tomorrow. I am truly ready to be done with this. It is possible to turn a hard front wig into a lace front, so let me show you how to take this $10 Walmart Halloween hard front wig from this into this gorgeous little lace front. You've already seen what wig we're wearing, but I don't know yet, so we're digging into the mystery box. I'm not mad at the color. Maybe she's not too bad. I look like a poodle exploded. As always, we are going to pop her on our wig stand and pin her in place. She is in desperate need of a detangling with our paddle brush, so I'm going to work in small sections starting at the nape of the neck, sectioning up the majority of the hair until I've got one small section, thoroughly detangling it with my paddle brush. Then I'll grab my hair straightener, starting on the lowest setting and working our way up if we need to, detangling and straightening one small section at a time before moving down to the next section and doing the same exact thing. Once the entire hard front wig has been detangled and straightened, we need to get the lace front part of our wig that we're going to attach to the hard front. This is an old lace front wig that I used for a bunch of different stuff, and basically the only hair left on it is the hair that's on the lace. I need to detach the lace front part that has the hair on it from the part of the wig that no longer has any hair on it, the cap part. Basically going to be doing that by finding the seam where the two meet, and then I'm going to seam rip all the way down this piece of fabric until I can slip my finger underneath it. Once this line has been completely detached, it's no longer holding those two pieces together, though those two pieces of fabric are still attached by a thread. So I'm also going to seam rip the thread that is holding the lace part to the cap part until my lace is completely detached. And now I need to remove the bangs from the hard front wig so I have somewhere to attach the lace. And that also is going to be done by seam ripping, removing one row of hair at a time, only on the bangs part. We want to keep the long parts of the hair and remove one row of bangs at a time until we've got this little bald spot. And now that she's looking like Miss Riff Raff, I need to prepare the hair that is attached to the lace. And just like the hair on the hard front, we are going to thoroughly detangle and straighten all of that hair so it matches the hair that's already on the hard front wig. Now I'm going to line up that lace so that it's covering the front edge where that hard front is so that you can't see that hard edge anymore, and I'm going to pin her in place so that I can take my little curved needle and some thread that roughly matches the hair color, and I'm going to sew the lace front onto the hard front. I usually sew from the center part to one ear, tie that stitch off, and create a new stitch from the center part to the other ear. And now I'm going to flip forward all the hair that's attached to the lace front so that I can sew down the back of the lace onto the hard front, pinning it in place and using my curved needle to sew it down, just like we did the front. Once the lace is thoroughly attached, we can style her just like a regular lace front. If I wanted to take this hair one step further, I would take my hot comb and go down the center part and make it nice and crisp. Let me know if you have any questions, darling. Godspeed.